The small town of Ravenswood was an idyllic place, nestled between dense forest and rolling hills. Life there was quiet, and the townsfolk went about their days with a sense of security and familiarity. That was until the fateful day when the ground beneath one particular house decided to open up and reveal the dark secrets lurking beneath. The Johnsons, a family of 4, lived in a charming 2-story house at the edge of town. It was a sunny afternoon, and the children, Emma and Ethan, were playing in the backyard while their parents, Sarah and Mark, were inside finishing up some household chores. Suddenly, the ground beneath the house started to shake, and a low, ominous rumble echoed through the air. Confused and frightened, the Johnson family rushed outside to find a massive sinkhole forming in their backyard. The ground crumbled away, and within seconds, the entire house was swallowed by the hungry earth. Screams filled the air as the once sturdy structure vanished without a trace, leaving nothing but a void in its wake. The townspeople gathered, their faces etched with shock and disbelief. Authorities were called, and emergency crews descended upon the scene to assess the situation. The sinkhole seemed to defy explanation. It was far larger and deeper than any sinkhole the experts had ever seen. As night fell, the hole emitted an eerie glow, casting an unsettling light across the devastated backyard. Rumors began to circulate among the townsfolk. Some whispered about ancient curses and vengeful spirits, while others speculated about government experiments gone awry. The air in Ravenswood was thick with fear, and an unspoken unease settled over the once tranquil town. In the days that followed, strange occurrences plagued Ravenswood. Unearthly moans echoed through the night, and shadows danced along the edges of the sinkhole. Residents reported seeing grotesque figures lurking in the darkness, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly malevolence. Emma and Ethan, traumatized by the loss of their home, claimed to hear voices beckoning them from the depths of the sinkhole. At first, their parents dismissed it as a coping mechanism, but as the days went by, the children's behavior became increasingly erratic. They spoke in hushed whispers to unseen entities and drew disturbing images of creatures with twisted limbs and gaping mouths. One night, unable to resist the sinister call any longer, Emma and Ethan ventured to the edge of the sinkhole. The glow from below intensified, revealing a ghastly sight, an ancient, forgotten civilization buried beneath Ravenswood. The creatures that dwelled there had been unleashed, and they hungered for the warmth of the living. As the malevolent entities crept to the surface, the once peaceful town descended into chaos. Ravenswood became a nightmarish landscape of twisted reality, where the boundary between the living and the dead blurred. The townspeople, driven to the brink of madness, formed a desperate resistance, but it seemed futile against the supernatural force that had been awakened. The sinkhole, now a gateway to the underworld, grew larger with each passing day. The once thriving town became a desolate wasteland, haunted by the echoes of its own demise. The Johnsons, unwittingly becoming the catalyst for the impending doom, disappeared into the abyss, their fate forever intertwined with the malevolent forces unleashed by the sinkhole. Ravenswood, now a place of horror and despair, stood as a chilling reminder of the fragility of the world above and the ancient terrors that lurk beneath. The sinkhole, an ever-expanding maw, continued to swallow everything in its path, leaving behind a town lost to the depths of darkness. Months passed, and the once vibrant town of Ravenswood became a spectral graveyard. The sinkhole's influence expanded, drawing in more victims and feeding off the despair that permeated the air. The surviving residents, now a fragmented group of desperate souls, lived in perpetual fear, barricading themselves in makeshift shelters and clinging to the remnants of their shattered lives. Reports of strange phenomena spread beyond the borders of Ravenswood, attracting the attention of paranormal investigators and conspiracy theorists. The sinkhole had become an infamous anomaly, drawing the curious and the foolish who sought to unravel its mysteries. However, those who dared to approach were met with the same malevolent force that had claimed the town, as if the very air around the sinkhole harbored an ancient, insidious intelligence. One daring journalist, Lily Thompson, decided to venture into Ravenswood to document the supernatural occurrences firsthand. Armed with a camera and a determination to uncover the truth, Lily braved the desolate streets, haunted by the eerie whispers that seemed to emanate from the very ground beneath her feet. As she approached the sinkhole, the air grew thick with an otherworldly tension. Lily felt an invisible force tugging at her, beckoning her to peer into the abyss. Reluctantly, she aimed her camera into the darkness below, capturing ghastly images of spectral figures and grotesque entities that seemed to writhe in the shadows. In her quest for answers, Lily stumbled upon an ancient tome in the ruins of the town's abandoned library. The dusty pages revealed a dark history of Ravenswood, chronicling a forgotten civilization that had worshipped ancient deities and performed forbidden rituals to gain unimaginable power. The sinkhole, it seemed, was a gateway to the netherworld, a prison for the malevolent entities that had once ruled over the town. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Lily sought out the remaining survivors, hoping to piece together a plan to seal the sinkhole and banish the malevolent force once and for all. The ragtag group, united by a common goal, delved into the heart of the darkness, facing nightmarish creatures and vengeful spirits that seemed to materialize from the very shadows. The journey to the epicenter of the sinkhole was treacherous, as the malevolent force fought back with every step. The survivors, guided by Lily's determination and the remnants of their once peaceful town, reached a cavernous chamber beneath the sinkhole, where an otherworldly altar stood surrounded by pulsating veins of dark energy. As they approached the altar, the ancient entity stirred, their voices merging into a cacophony of whispers that reverberated through the cavern. Lily, armed with the knowledge from the ancient tome, began reciting an incantation to seal the gateway and imprison the malevolent beings once more. The chamber trembled, and the air crackled with a surge of supernatural energy. Shadows writhed and contorted, and the ground beneath the survivors shook violently. In a blinding burst of light, the sinkhole's unholy glow faded, and the once-damned town of Ravenswood fell silent. When the survivors emerged from the depths, they found themselves standing in the midst of a town restored to its former glory. The sinkhole had vanished, leaving no trace of the horrors that had befallen Ravenswood. The townsfolk, now freed from the clutches of the malevolent force, emerged from their hiding places, their eyes filled with a mix of relief and lingering fear. Lily, hailed as the town's savior, left Ravenswood with a heavy heart, haunted by the memories of the darkness she had witnessed. The once quiet town, scarred but alive, slowly began to rebuild, but the whispers of the sinkhole lingered in the air, a chilling reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the depths of the earth. Years passed, and the events that had transpired in Ravenswood became a distant, harrowing memory. The town, despite its physical restoration, bore the scars of its supernatural ordeal. The survivors, forever changed by the horrors they had witnessed, lived with a collective unease, haunted by nightmares that refused to fade. Lily, now an acclaimed author, documented the events of Ravenswood in a best-selling novel. The tale served as a chilling warning to those who dared to delve into the unknown and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unspeakable darkness. However, even as the book gained popularity, it couldn't erase the lingering fear that clung to the town like a shroud. The Johnson family, who had lost their home to the sinkhole, found solace in the bonds that had formed during their struggle for survival. Emma and Ethan, though forever marked by the supernatural forces they had encountered, grew into resilient young adults who harbored a profound respect for the mysteries of the world. As life returned to a semblance of normalcy, a solemn agreement hung in the air among the townsfolk. The sinkhole, once a cursed gateway, remained a forbidden topic. The collective decision to bury the memories and guard the town's secrets became an unspoken pact, as if acknowledging the sinkhole's existence would once again awaken the malevolent forces that lurked in the shadows. Ravenswood became a haven for those seeking refuge from the chaos of the outside world. Its picturesque facade masked the underlying unease that whispered through the rustling leaves and flickering streetlights. The town's history was known to few, passed down through whispered tales and guarded conversations in darkened corners. However, the supernatural forces that had threatened to consume Ravenswood had not been entirely extinguished. Deep within the bowels of the earth, the malevolent entities stirred, their hunger unabated. The sinkhole, though sealed, remained a dormant abyss, a silent witness to the fragile peace that had settled over the town. One fateful night, a distant rumble echoed through the quiet streets of Ravenswood. The air thickened with an unsettling energy, and shadows danced with an unnatural glee. The townsfolk, oblivious to the rising tension, continued their lives, blissfully unaware of the dormant darkness that lingered beneath their feet. As the tremors intensified, a solitary figure emerged from the shadows, a mysterious traveler drawn to Ravenswood by whispers of the town's haunted past. Unbeknownst to the townsfolk, a new chapter in the supernatural tale of Ravenswood was about to unfold, and the boundaries between the living and the depths of the earth would once again be tested. The echoes of the sinkhole's malevolent past lingered, a foreboding reminder that some secrets were never truly buried. The town of Ravenswood, wrapped in a veneer of normalcy, teetered on the edge of a renewed nightmare, awaiting the moment when the darkness would once again claw its way to the surface, eager to reclaim what had been lost.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.